Hi everyone, and welcome to the final gaming PC builds of the month for 2015 with the December 2015 gaming PC builds of the month. My name is Corey with noobcomputerbuild.com. As per usual, I post these builds every month in the three categories of the $1,500, $1,000, and $600 builds. And before we get started with any of the builds, I just want to mention that all the hardware is linked in the description below, split by build, as well a link to the blog here at noobcomputerbuild.com. Where I post a few other articles as well. This article is housed there, and you can learn more specifically about the hardware in each of the builds as I describe them in the article. And another note is that with these builds, starting with the $1,500 build, they're kind of categorized, and I do these three budgets for a reason. The $1,500 build being for those that want to kind of game, or for one, that quote-unquote you want to future-proof your build as much as possible as a gaming PC build. For those that want to kind of game maxed out at 1080p, as well maxed out at 1440p, no problem, and even play games on higher settings at 4K, depending on the game. And if you really want to go with a 4K route, you probably want to go SLI or Crossfire, but the $1,500 build is definitely capable of 4K. The $1,000 build is for the mainstream gamers that want to game at 1080p. Maxed out, no problem, and also game pretty well at 1440p depending on the game. And then for those with the $600 build is more of the standard kind of not the lower end build, but the entry level build for those that want to game at 1080p. Probably no problem in most games. Maybe scaled down in a few games on max settings, but it's definitely the place to start. So that's why I do these three builds, because they kind of cater to the main gaming categories, in my opinion. If you go beyond $1,500 build, $1,500, you're kind of getting more specific hardware. You can get hardware that looks more like the hardware you want, and so on and so, or not, yeah, well, a little more specified, a little more specialized hardware, and so not more gaming performance per se. But like I said, let's get started with the $1,500 build to start. And I will post kind of links here that jump to the build, so you don't have to hear my long ranty rants. But anyways, let's get started. $1,500 build this month comes out to, at the beginning of the month, starts at $1,473. And we have the Intel i5 6600K CPU for $254.99. It does not come with a stock cooler. So we have this Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, which is priced at a pretty $27.99 this month, which is a great price for that cooler. And it'll work well for even overclocking the CPU as well. The motherboard we've switched this month. We have the MSI Z170A Gaming M5 for $164.99. The graphics card, the real driver for this build, is the PNY GeForce GTX 980 Ti, and this comes out to $636.99. And for RAM, we have a total of 16 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR4 RAM kit, which is more than most gaming PC builds need, but it'll definitely do the job, and do the job for a while. And it does help a teeny bit in certain games that I've seen through benchmarks and so on and so forth. There is no hard drive included, no HDD specifically, but there is an SSD, such as Samsung 850 EVO 250 gigabyte SSD for $77.99. And for a power supply, we have EVGA Supernova 750 G2 gold 750 watt power supply, $107.61. It's priced quite well right now, and it's all the power you need. However, I want to mention, if you do want a Crossfire or in this case SLI in the future, getting two GTX 980 Ti's for example, you'll probably want 850 watts minimum. But if you don't want to worry about that, and it doesn't really matter, then don't worry about that. The computer case this month is a newer case. It's only a few months old, and it's for those enthusiasts. It's a really cool case. It's a Cooler Master Case 5 mid-tower case, and sorry, I got the price is not $69.99. I caught that right now. It is $100, about $100, $95 to $100. But it is a really cool modular case that kind of comes apart. You can customize it. It's fully customizable, and it's a great performing case overall, and it's great quality too. And I do not include an optical drive anymore. As of last month, I just stopped including them in the base builds, because I find that people only need them for installing OSs usually nowadays, since there's things like Steam for games and stuff. But there's still the option to purchase one. They're usually about 15 to 20 bucks max. should you need one. Otherwise, install your OS using a USB stick or an external hard drive. And I always include some alternatives or upgrade suggestions for the build. So the $1,500 build, if you want an Intel Core i7 6700K, you can go with that. That's if you do more than gaming, because this won't really help you in most games. But if you do more than gaming, such as video work or graphics work, this might be worth it. And this comes out to $414 if you want that instead of the 6600K. Like I said, you could SLI in the future if you want to really go with the 4K gaming and you really want to go for that, and then this might be worth it to get 2 of those. Like I said, you probably want to bump up the PSU to a 850 watt, which would cost you $120, so it's about $20 more than the previous 751 watt that I do include in the build. You can get a different cooler, such as this liquid cooler. It's Corsair Hydro Series H80i GTX, $116.19. This kind of provides a quieter, more customized cooling experience, and it's and so if you want to go that route, you can go that route. Or if you want a faster SSD and one that's up to 1 terabyte to provide more space, then so this SanDisk Extreme Pro is a great choice. $329.41. And this has gone down in price quite a bit, so they're becoming a little more affordable, the larger SSDs anyhow. Now, for the $1,000 gaming PC build for December 2015, $1,010 to be specific, so $10 over budget, but that could go down a little bit depending on how prices fare throughout the month. We're starting with the processor, the Intel Core i5 6600K, $254.99. The CPU Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, $28.99. And the motherboard we have is this Gigabyte GA Z170X Gaming 3, $149.99. This was the same motherboard that was included in the $1,500 build last month, but I've included it in this month and bumped up the board in the $1,500 build. That means that this build does support Crossfire and SLI now. It didn't last month, but it does now. So just to note that for anyone that's interested in that. And for the graphics cards, again, I have 2 suggestions. It's up to you which you want to go with. You can either get the Asus GTX 970 for $299.99, or the Gigabyte R9 390 that's featured here for $299.99. Up to you. I would get Google or YouTube benchmarks for games that you play the most with either of these cards, and just see which performs slightly better in the games you do want to play. They fare pretty much, they're pretty competitive with each other right now. And also, just to mention, there's a $20 mail-in rebate until the end of the month for the GTX 970. For RAM, we have a Crucial Ballistic Sport 8GB kit, $59.43 DDR4 RAM. I took the hard drive out of this build as well this month, and just went with an SSD, the same one in the $1,500 build, the Samsung 850 EVO 250GB, $77.99. Power supply EVGA Supernova 650 watt G1 power supply for $74.88, and then the computer case is it's a very well built case. Zalman's Z11 Neo case. It's $69.99, and it's priced quite well for what you get out of it. It's kind of blue lights and everything like that. But if you want to know more, do visit the Zalman website, which I had above, but it's not there. Optical Drive, again, like I said, I do not include those anymore in the builds, but if you do want to purchase, the option is always there, 15 to 20 bucks. And this, and then for the alternatives or upgrade suggestions for the $1,000 build, you can get a faster, larger SSD, such as the same one I included in the $1,500 build. SanDisk Extreme Pro, 480 gigabyte, 184.99. Sorry, it's not the same one. It's not the 1 terabyte version. It's the 480 gigabyte version for $184.99. You have this potential to crossfire with either, if you go with the AMD R9 390, you can get that, or you can SLI with the GTX 970 and get another one of those. Just cost you another $300 or so. If you do need more storage and the 250 gigabyte SSD does not cut it, you can go with 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte Seagate HDD, as you see here, such as you see here, for $74.99. Or like I said, you can go with a little slightly better cooler, Corsair Hydro Series H80i liquid CPU cooler, and that'll cost you $88.68. Now, moving on to the $600 gaming PC build for December 2015. This build has not changed too much in a little while, but it's doesn't mean anything's bad about it. It's still a great build, but it has gone down in price. So We have the AMD FX 8320, $135.99. This is a great processor. It's unlocked. You can overclock it. It's comes with a stock cooler, so that's good. And it has gone down in price, and I've seen it actually jump down, and it might have just been the sales at the end of last month, but I've seen it jump down to around $109. So just you can keep an eye out for that if you like. And then the motherboard, Asus M5A97 AM3 Plus motherboard, $93.99. Graphics card, we did bump up this month. So we have the XFX R9 380 graphics card that you see here. Also note that there is an additional $20 mail-in rebate until the 15th of December. So keep in mind that's not factored into the build cost right now, so you can save another $20. And the card right now is $179.99. And so the RAM we have is a 8GB kit, a Crucial Ballistic Sport DDR3 3749. Hard drive, a C8 1TB HDD. Hard drive for $47.18, and then the power supply, EVGA 600 watt B1 power supply, $39.99. And then for the computer case this month, we have this Cooler Master Elite 431 Plus for $54.99. And like with the other builds, I do not include an optical drive, and this should come out to around, at this point in time, it comes out to $588.81. So we're well under budget, little breathing room there. And if you want, you know, factor in the shipping costs, maybe that'll do it. But moving on to the kind of upgrade suggestions or alternatives. If you want to see a better CPU cooler than the stock cooler, which might help for overclocking, you can go with this Corsair Hydro Series H55 liquid CPU cooler. Likewise, this case does fit a Cooler Master Hyper 212, which the previous few months didn't for the $600 build. So you do have the potential for that as well for $27.99. There is a new graphics card that was released this month, and it is the R9 380X. So if you can afford that, you can bump up your graphics card to that, and right now it's at $249.99. I've seen it jump down a little bit recently as more of the cards are released. But if you want that option, the option's there. You can get a better motherboard, such as this MSI 990FX gaming motherboard, $137.99. Or you want a little more better read-write times, go with an SSD. I highly recommend it. Samsung 850 EVO, 250 gigabyte, the same one included in the $1,500 and $1,000 build for $77.99. And that does it for the builds for this month. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment. Just ask a question. Visit the site. I love when people come to the site, just ask some questions. I usually try to respond to everybody if I have the time, but I usually do have the time, try to make the time. And so come here, noobcomputerbuild.com. Also, I do post this article every month if you want monitor suggestions, keyboard suggestions, mouse suggestions, also operating system suggestions should you want that, but it's just really Windows 7, 8, or 10. Pretty much, or if you want to go with the Steam OS or a Linux for OS, you can go with one of those as well. But anyways, visit the site to view this article. And until next month, have a great Happy New Year, and I'll see you next year.